say that again?
I said that this was the gas pumps. There was a canopy above it, and it collapsed down.
This is the building you were in here?
This is the co-op store, yes.
What part of the store are you in?
In the milk cooler.
Which is in what corner of the store from here?
It's actually in the center of the store.
Oh, come this way, I'll show you. Yes. Holy cow.
Center cooler that still has glass in the outside of the door before we came out. Those 3 cooler doors straight ahead. That center one right there. That's the cooler we were in. It's the shelves. We took all that stuff and threw it off there, and we came out that center door. We started out over here in the beer cooler, and we went to the other cooler.
What did it sound like when you're in there?
Besides the sound of the people in there, just my ears popping and people yelling and screaming. And then when the wind started picking up, you could hear things flying around, and then just the sound of crushing and destruction. I mean, it was hitting things. That's where we were. The outside glass is still in that door. The inside glass is gone, or vice versa. I can't tell you right. I think actually the outside glass is gone. The inside glass is still there. But on the other ones, the inside glass is broken. The outside glass is still there.
Now I understand what you're talking about when you said you had to throw stuff out.
Yeah, because see, the center where that door is cleared out now was actually the butter and cheese shelf. So the shelves were stacked that high too, and we just started throwing things off to the side and trying to get those ones out. We came out through there and out through the front door. All the glass. I don't have a cut on me.
Unreal.
I had sandals on, not a cut on me, and we walked through all that glass, even just to get out here. And then when I came out here, this was all collapsed in.
There's the front door.
This was all collapsed in, and there was a FedEx truck up on top of the canopy there. The Bowerbuilt truck was over there. Couldn't see the cars that were under it. So we went around and went that way. And as soon as I got over there...
Where? Like where that loader is?
No, a little bit closer to this side, because the bank, we're about across from the bank, because I started seeing the bank people come out of the vault. You should be able to see the vault still. And then that's when that guy ran up to me and with that little girl and asked me if I knew who she was, and I said no, and he said, here, take her. And then in the video that Bob was taking as he's still coming out of the store, we now can see the guy actually running across the parking lot after he handed me the little girl in that video.
I saw that guy. I wondered if...
Still don't know who he is, though. It's too blurry. So yeah, we went out this way, walked up there, and then the bank people started coming out. Linda Eckert came up from the bar. People started running around. I remember...
Where's the bar?
On Main Street.
To the left here?
To the left.
Of the bank?
There's
just
the
behind
bank,
that red semi?
It's actually another building down there. There'll be the bank, the mortuary, the old cafe, and then it stops. And then there's the post office. And then next to the post office will be the bar. And then the co-op, or the other part of the bar. And then the old co-op building. And that's that side of Main Street. You know, standing here right now, I don't remember grain bins actually still standing there. This is actually weird for me because I thought the grain bins were all gone.
How much higher were they? How much of the... Was it just the tops that were ripped off of them?
No, those grain bins are completely gone. Those were full of corn. That corn was in grain bins.
Oh wow. I wondered about that. I saw that aerial view.
That whole block, I'm not sure. I actually need to ask. They kept building and building and building the grain bins, so I'm not sure how many there were now. But yeah, those actually they were in, all that corn was in grain bins.
None of that corn was originally sitting on the ground?
No.
Oh wow.
No.
Because you can kind of see that in the aerial shots that they took.
Right.
I wondered if they had it piled on the ground, and how did all of that corn wind up staying there?
All in grain bins. I'll find out today actually how many grain bins there were. I'm going to guess there's probably...
That makes much more sense.
8 to 12 of them altogether. Probably, maybe even more than that. They built so many more. But, you know, standing here right now, I can see the school, and you could never see the school from here.
School is...
That's the school. That's the middle school for Wizard Pilger. Only 5th and 6th grade goes to school there. Been in that building a million times. My son was in the first class that they started the middle schooler. So when he was in 5th grade, and he's been out of school now for years. Okay, the trailer house that they say the little girl was in was just across from where the front of the bank is. There was a trailer set there. It used to be LeBenz's trucking company, and evidently they changed it back into a trailer. Now they think that they actually were trying to get out of that trailer and get to that. This house, that first house you see right here, that yellowish color one. I'm starting to shake. It's the grandmother to those children, and they think they were actually trying to get to that house. So they were trying to go from that corner to that corner, and that's how they got caught in the storm. There should be a whole row of houses right here. My house was the third one down here, and it's gone.
The house you lived in 3 years ago? And for 15 years?
We sold it last year, almost to the day we closed on the house. We sold the house to Josh Staub. We rented it out for 2 years after we moved out of here, but so it's been 3 years since we moved out of town.
The fiberglass on the side of the building.
The house, that next house, something's wrong. Hold on. No, something's missing. That's not the house they were trying to go to. That house should be directly across from where my house was. They're missing 2 houses. The house that they were trying to go to should have been the first house on that block.
About where that truck is?
Behind, yeah. That actually is Corey Veeks' house. The next one is Alice Schultz's house. The next one they just remodeled, and I used to actually manage that house. The people that owned it.
The kind of yellowish one?
In California. The one on the end, the ugly color orange one. We're missing 2 houses. One's still there. I don't know if it's hers or if it's Clima's. There should have been a house right here on this corner, and that's where they were trying to go to. Can we walk down that way?
Just a second. Get it out.
Chris actually started it up and put it in reverse.
Oops, I got you on camera.
All this stuff wasn't here. My car was right here.
Those 2 kind of red beams, are those beams or gutters?
Well, they're beams.
Jeez.
This right here, this concrete slab you see right here is actually the conference room. That's where we actually were. There's a window. There was a window, and that's where we started to see. And then there's a door right here. And the tapes that you'll see on there of us that were in there were standing in that doorway, filming it. My car was right here. Trailer was right here.
Right there.
The conference room is gone. You should be able to see inside, and right here's the beer cooler where everybody wanted to be, and I kept telling them
on this wall.
Yes. I kept telling them this is an outside wall. You can't stay in this room. So the conference room is completely gone. There was a big conference room that it was a really neat conference room. But I want to see if you can actually see in that cooler we were first. There should be others. doorway where we started out first.
I don't think you should be in there.
That's the cooler they said for us
Again.
to be in. You actually go that way.
All that stuff's still sitting there too. Nobody's messed with it.
There was like a whole bunch of cases of beer sitting here. Somebody's moved them because they were in the conference room.
And it's unreal. But you guys went out the front. You didn't come out this way,
We
right?
couldn't get out this way. Couldn't get. I'm trying to figure out where that was that Leroy got out first and then tried to get back in because it was coming back. It had to be on the other side of this big beam because where the cooler is, he got out he opened the door just enough to where we could see light and see that there was no roof left. And then he looked east and then he started just yelling, get back in, it's coming back at us. But it was the second tornado and you can still see it. You could see him moving away. Both of them.
Did you see them?
I can't say that I honestly remember seeing them. They're in the video, but the video that Bob took as he's coming out, but I don't.
Did you take any video coming out?
No. Bob did. I need to go this way for a minute. I need to see. So right here, right in those tracks right there was actually the big propane truck. The 2-inch gas line broke on it. That's why we could smell propane so strong.
It was just sitting on a semi, right?
No, it was a propane truck. Like it was the actual propane truck they take out to fill like the big tanks.
Like my dad drove for 35 years. Gotcha.
It's that right here. Okay, see this box right here, this telephone pole? The siren is still there.
Oh, it is.
We actually watched him come and actually turn that on because it's not automated. But now I don't understand why. But I think there was another siren on this pole.
The little one next to the one with the siren?
I think that's where he went and turned it on. But that siren shouldn't be there. They put that up there since the storm. They had to have with the new pole. They had to have. I know that for a fact. That's not the siren that was there. The siren was on this pole that's broke.
The short pole.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the switch to turn the siren on. This is all new. They put this in since the tornado. I watched him turn that switch on from the window that was right here. Yeah. The siren stopped. It had to have stopped right after we started hearing things crash.
Those trees are what gets me. Well, I mean, amongst all the other destruction, but it's just
eerie
creepy.
how it just strips them.
Yeah.
So this right here,
They're still standing, but they're old.
this right here is actually the co-op tire shop. This is where all the guys came from that were in the cooler with me because there should be a big door there in the end, those big roll-up doors. And they came from there. This was a huge shop right here. This is the tire shop.
Right in front of us.
Mm-hmm. This is what's left of the co-op tire shop. This building was still used for storage.
Propane tank sitting right in there. Jeez.
I'm trying to actually. Okay. I need to go. Oh, and right here, the picture I took. If you see the picture on Facebook that I took, right here there was a whole line of rain carts.
Ah.
And they're all gone. You can't walk that way because there's a town ditch.
Because there's a what?
Town ditch.
Ah.
Between us and that road that you see.
A ditch over here. This is unreal.
Travis's house, Corey's house, Clima's house. We're tearing down Clima's house right now. That's the house that actually got moved.
Where
like
that
10-foot
loader
I
is?
think. Let me get over there because I don't. I have pictures of it. Chris took pictures of it yesterday, and you can see where the front steps are, and the house sits over to the side. Okay, yes. Okay, where that hole is where the grandmother lives of the child that died.
The hole would be right here on the corner at the
Right
intersection.
on the corner. They were the first house. That's Lester and Kayla Ben's. His house was there. Yeah.
That white car is sitting like almost at the.
That's
if it goes
actually,
forward a little bit, it'd be in the.
Yeah, that's Kay's
hole
car.
where the house was.
That's Kay's car. The house they're tearing down belonged to Elijah and Marion Klima. They both passed away now. As far as I know, nobody was living in that house. I think it's been empty for a while. Kendra keeps telling me that they helped a Brad guy get out. This is his mom. I know, because she just said this is where Brandon's stuff was. And I didn't know Brandon lived down here. Okay, so we're missing 3 houses. We're missing Trey's house should have been on the corner. Betty's house should have been next to it. And next to it should have been our house. And then there was an empty lot. And then the lady's house is still on the corner.
And the shop you had would have been where that blue car is, or in that area? Maybe that's still wrong.
Yes. I get down there, I can show you. I can show you the concrete you poured and the...
How is that trailer still standing?
It's not a trailer. Oh, yes, it is. God, that means Dan's house had to been next to it.
Look at this semi over here.
That's one of Cody Jensen's. It's one of Cody Jensen's trucks. I think. Pretty sure of it. Look at these trucks upside down. The trailers.
Oh.
That's still been untouched. These are the big tanks right here. They moved them, but these are the ones that were pouring gas.
Where at?
It says gas,
Oh.
gas.
Ah.
They were actually over. They should have been over. See, that's the diesel pumps. That's the regular pumps. Maybe they were right here. Okay, now I'm really disoriented because I remember the gas pouring out.
Oh, and they got all this stuff here on the ground to soak it up.
Yeah, so this is where they were pouring out.
How far down they'll have to dig.
Okay, see right. See where those girls are walking right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're walking over the old co-op building. So next to it will be the scale where I said Candy landed.
That was removed before the tornado,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes, that was tore down a couple years ago. There used to be a building there, and then you could drive up on the scale and. See, this years ago, right here, used to actually be the old gas station. And I believe the tanks are still on the ground. Diane grew
On
up
the
in
right
this
or
house.
left?
Right here. These three,
Right
you
in
see
front.
those step things right there? That's actually where the gas pumps used to be.
Oh.
Years before I even came here. But there was a house here. Diane grew up in it, and then in a divorce, believe it or not, he actually took it away from her. Even though it was her family's to begin with. So actually, there should have been a garage right there where all that stuff is. The driveway's here, so the house is actually over there. And there was this driveway to the garage. Yeah. Actually, the house should have been there. Yeah, there should be 3 holes here. Trey's. So this is all Trey's stuff. Trey Wazinski. And then the next one was Betty Rennick's house. And the next one was ours. And you can still see the concrete. That's where the shop was. So behind our house, okay, that's not a trailer. It looks like it is, but I don't remember that being a trailer. That's the town city clerk's house. That's Kim's house, Kim Nyman's house. Because it was directly behind ours. I never realized that was a trailer though. It must have been part of the house.
Looks like they added on to it.
Yeah. The same thing with the house we tore down.
Maybe the trailer was the addition. So you can